And for nearly a year, George Floyd's death and the outcry after has sparked anxiety and stress in communities regularly traumatized by racism. Joining me now for more on the health impacts on that is the director of the University of Connecticut's Health Disparities Institute, Dr. Wisdom Powell. Good morning, Dr. Powell. What do you think, or what do you see as the reaction from black communities today, hearing not only that Derek Chauvin was found guilty, but also now that the federal government will be investigating the Minneapolis Police Department for things like discriminatory practices if they find it?
So good morning, Diane. It's really good to be back. And I really appreciate the question. I think that the emotional fallout that we've been bearing witness to over these months, both the fallout related to the pandemic and the fallout related to racism, has taught us that we have a lot of work to do to repair the emotional and psychological injuries that these events have produced, particularly and especially among Black, Indigenous, and people of color. But I will add that I believe that many of us were absolutely emotionally relieved at the outcome of the verdict. And I think many communities will experience some degree of, just restored sense of hope and also restored sense of meaning as a result of that verdict. But we have to be vigilant about the long-term implications, because the one mistake we can make in this moment is in believing that we have crossed this bridge and that there's no more work to do. We have healing justice work to do, restorative justice work to do, and that will take some time.
And throughout the course of this trial, going into this trial, right, most of us saw the video of what essentially was George Floyd's death, what was his murder. Over the course of the trial, we then saw that video and so many others of this event over and over and over again. Now, that, of course, takes a mental toll. So now that at least that part of the trial is over, how do we go forward and take care of our mental health and make sure we all process, and particularly those in the Black community, process what we all just saw and how to properly move forward from that without just ignoring it?
Absolutely. Well, I think we all have to be willing to reach out and seek the kinds of supports that we know we need to heal. So it is really important that we find someone, some group, some supportive system that we can lean into in this moment. It's going to be really important for us to take stock of how the aftermath of these events are showing up in our emotional lives, paying attention to our sleep patterns, whether or not we're eating the ways we used to eat, whether or not we're enjoying the things that used to bring us joy, because the way that trauma operates is that it can really not only fissure memory, but it also can fragment us in ways that leave us disconnected from the things that used to make us happy. And we have all been in a holding pattern for so long that it's really important that we take the time to take stock of our interior lives and all the ways that this tragic set of events has wreaked havoc. And here's the rub. It's not just the emotional, impacts, because we know that there's a clear association between racial trauma and depression, anxiety, and also behavioral health risk-taking. But we also know that racism gets beneath the in ways that can affect our health long term. So the most critical thing we can do is to make sure that we are connected to health systems, that we have a routine way of connecting with our primary care physicians. If we don't have one, we need to get one. And more importantly, we need to be paying attention to the emotional signs and symptoms.
All right, Dr. Wisdom Powell, always great to have you. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.